53792.4. We are en route to the Romulan neutral zone after receiving a subspace transmission from Admiral Moss at Starfleet headquarters. It appears that one of our ships, the USS Nightingale, has suffered a navigational error and entered the Romulan neutral zone. By the terms of the treaty made after years of conflict with the Romulans, this may be considered an act of war. The Romulans have already fired at the Nightingale, crippling her on the wrong side of the border, and claim the crew are now prisoners of war. As the nearest ship to this critical situation, we have been ordered to assist the Nightingale and defuse the situation whatever way we can. But it is going to be difficult, as Admiral Moss was very clear that we are not to enter the neutral zone ourselves, unless it is a dire emergency. I will have to hope that the Romulans are feeling charitable enough to let us beam over to the Nightingale. This couldn't have come at a worse time diplomatically. The Federation badly needs the Romulans to come to their aid in the war with the Dominion. Unfortunately, the Romulans will know that they have the upper hand in any negotiations and will probably make good use of that. But our main concern is to avoid another war and to protect the lives of the Nightingale crew. What worries me is that this is an aggressive stance for the Romulans. Are they gunning for another conflict with the Confederation? Or is there more to this situation than meets the eye? End log.
And also, that's my bad. The war with the Dominion is over. I should have clipped that out, but that is my bad. Like I said, I'm using a pre-built mission and literally just sent that to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the Everest conference room. Yes, I know it's not actually the map for the Everest, but it is what I have right now. So here we go. Commander Regoff, you guys have gathered in the conference room to discuss your mission to the Nightingale. Please take this time and roleplay as you see fit.
Good gentlemen, do you have any ideas?
Are we in communication with the Nightingale? Any kind of signaling?
Admiral Moss did send the original distress call with your orders, and as some unnamed NPC taps on the screen behind you guys, a badly damaged it shows a disheveled commander, who Commander Regoff you probably would know as Commander Lewis, the Nightingale's first officer. The bridge around her has been very badly damaged. It's surrounded by chaos, and her words go, "This is Commander Allison Lewis of the Federation starship Nightingale. A navigational error has caused us to enter the neutral zone, and we have exchanged fire with a Romulan warbird. Captain Blake was killed in the attack, and we have lost main power. Warp drive is offline, and ship systems are down, but life support is good and holding. Repairs are underway, but we have lost most of our engineering crew. The Romulans are claiming we are now prisoners of war and insist they will take us to Romulus for trial once their ship is repaired. We don't want to give in to their demands, but we also don't want to start another war. Starfleet, please advise."
How long ago was the message?
The message is fairly recent. It's probably about 3 or 4 hours old. It's like this was sent straight to Starfleet and completely relayed quickly back to Narendra Station and then straight to the Everest.
Okay, so Commander, I understand that we're not going to enter the neutral zone, but it sounds like both ships were damaged. The Romulan ship, once it's repaired, is going to take the Nightingale away. But which do you want to place priority on, the ship or the crew? Because we don't know the situation there right now. Kind of depends on how fast the Romulans repaired, I guess.
We cannot allow the Romulans to gather a state-of-the-art starship. Obviously, the crew is the priority. However, we're not going to allow them to take the ship. We'll self-destruct it if we have to.
So you plan to cross the neutral zone?
Not initially.
How far are we from the neutral zone? GM question.
Yeah. You guys are about an hour out.
Can I spend the time trying to improve the sensors so that once we reach the edge of the neutral zone, I imagine we're going to stop and try to take scans? So can I make create an advantage basically so that we get more detail perhaps without actually going across the neutral zone?
Sure, but it would be a roll. Since you don't have any momentum, it would be a difficulty 2. I'm going to say it would be, considering you're messing with the ship's sensors, it would be...
Well, before I roll, I offer the suggestion to Commander Regov.
Okay.
Chief, could you also modify those sensors to tie into the transporter system and mask the identity of us transporting engineers onto our Starfleet vessel? The Nightingale?
Yeah, I can work on the transporters as well, trying to mask the signal, as it were, and maybe perhaps increase the range of the transporters. So, if you'll pardon me, I believe I'll be busy for this hour. So for the GM, I'm going to work on 3 things. One is improving the sensors or sensor lock of the transporters, trying to increase the distance. All right, so our sensors, sensor lock and distance.
Okay, so that is going to be a control engineering difficulty 2. Ship will not be able to assist since you are messing with the ship itself.
I think we've got some NPCs that can help assist.
I'm just checking talent, see if I can get any.
Yeah, I think Swish is good at that, right?
You're breaking up. What
I
did you
think
say?
I think Copilot's good for that, right?
Yeah, I use Shrisha. How do you pronounce it? I'm echoing.
I'm going to give you a threat so I can get an extra die. Do we want to give him threat, guys?
Oh wait, Morak has a 5 in engineering.
So, okay, well, if any of you assist, that's good enough, I guess. So I'll just roll 2 dice.
Doris has a 4, but he's still here at the moment.
All right. Oh, well, you do get a momentum. So, 1 momentum gain, and I will let you basically. I will let you decrease the difficulty of the sensor task when you arrive in the system.
Okay, and also the transporter, he wanted to mask it.
Okay, let me put it this way. There's not really a way to mask a transporter signal.
Okay, so I just inform Commander Ragov that I've done the best I can, but there perhaps is a signal still to detect.
Yeah. You basically might be able to mask the fact that your power readings uh, basically won't say that you're sending a transporter signal, but they're definitely going to detect, hey, there was a transporter signal somewhere.
Could we confuse them with a probe or enhance our objective with a probe going across the neutral zone?
I
Hello? We can use a cry baby cry.
As far as I remember, if we launch a probe, it gives you an assistance or reduces difficulty on sensor tests as well.
yeah, basically.
Um,
Basically it's an extra advantage. So I
But
honestly don't know.
but I would want to target it more so in that it's sort maybe like a relay to help us get a better transporter lock. That's the primary thing.
our toolbox, you can use cry baby cry. Basically, you use um, you can actually use a probe with the transport signal that starts from us, but you have to turn off our transporter accordingly. You know?
Basically, what I'm trying to do is hide the fact that they can see or think that we're transporting people onto the Nightingale, so we can repair the ship under their nose, basically.
Well, maybe then it's a matter of using the probe to do some kind of signal jam their sensors.
They'll probably detect that though. Like they'll know their sensors aren't working unless it's very subtle.
That's up to the game master. What we think we can get away with.
It also depends on how badly the Nightingale was damaged, because if it was damaged and it can't move, and then if there's a tip off that something is fixing them, they might get that might be a bad.
Okay.
Well, right now we have improved sensors and we have 1 momentum.
Well, if we can get the Nightingale under her own power, going back towards the Federation, I mean, if once they're across the border, they can't do anything to them. They might still try to demand that they want quote unquote justice, but technically it's the neutral zone. It's not theirs per se.
Well, as I understood the message, they're on the other side of the neutral zone, right, Game Master?
Okay, so they're not on the other side of the neutral zone. They are in the neutral zone right now, okay? The neutral zone is like this narrow area of space in between Federation and Romulan space. Both ships are in the neutral zone right now.
Okay, well, that's good then. It's a bit more to our advantage.
Just a question. We are trying to give assistance to a ship in a neutral zone.
Yes.
Oh well, there is even in the Starfleet protocol that we are allowed to do it until they have asked the assistance.
Well, normally yes, but Starfleet headquarters ordered us that we cannot enter unless under dire emergency. That's the Admiral's orders.
Okay, it's in the Starfleet protocol though. Oh, fuck.
Well, orders are orders, and if I do that, then probably face court martial. So, and Regov looks around the table. I need alternate solutions at work.
Okay, well, I will work on preparing a probe as well, Commander. And also, I have another thought. once we're closer, there's no reason why the Nightingale couldn't launch its lifeboats, at least get some of the crew to safety towards us.
I apologize for the delay. Anyway, I would like to ask a few information if possible. There are any nearby nebulas near us, or
Or nearby where the Nightingale would be. Maybe.
So the Nightingale is literally in an open area of space in the neutral zone. There is no nebulas, no planets, nothing like that. It is literally an open area of space.
Key thing, though, that I don't think Bordic's aware of right now is that they did engage a Romulan. Both ships were damaged. The Nightingale is probably damaged significantly, but the Romulan ship was damaged as well. And the Romulans basically said, "You're our prisoners," and they're planning to take them away once they've repaired their ship. So there is a Romulan vessel that's near the Nightingale. That's my assumption.
and there is any are there any what a second, I have to remember the word. Astronomical objects like comets or anything around us, or even a meteorite or anything.
Nope, pieces of open snow area of space.
Anybody else have ideas? I'm giving
I
out
have
mine.
only one idea, but it's quite bananas. If you want.
Well, I think we're in character. Dar wouldn't be able to think of anything that would, because you know they can't have the ship, but they were told not to enter the neutral zone. But that so this is very really delicate situation.
Oh, there is. Oh, yeah, I remember now. There is a solution I've used it one time, and is a way not to enter in the neutral zone. I created this strategy for this reason. Basically, we need a probe type 7, if I remember well. Yeah. Actually, we need 5 of them. Okay. Basically, we can install in those probes tractor beam in each of them, and we create a chain of tractor beams all in between them. The first will lock the ship, the second will lock the first probe, and so on until our ship locks the last one.
Is this knowledge that like your in-game character would have? Like you can roleplay it?
Oh, my character has an extended career, and he could have experienced that, but not able to actually do that. If you understand what I mean. As Picard is no engineer, is actually is an expert of archaeology. Nonetheless, he's able to do the Picard maneuver.
So basically, he's the guy that has crazy ideas. He just doesn't have the technical know-how to pull off the crazy ideas.
It's like the name of the guy of the iPhone. He got the idea, then he gets the engineer to create it.
It's a possibility, but it sounds like significant modifications to several probes. So
Yeah, a lot of resources.
it's good. It's good that you mentioned it. I look across the table at Joker. He's one of our daring pilots and such. And Joker, if you had to go across the neutral zone, how do you think you would want to get there quietly?
Joker's gonna kind of shake his head out of a daze. What?
Oh, well, this is basic physics.
If you had to take one ship across the neutral zone, a fighter, to scout and try to be stealthy, how would you do that? What do you think you would need on the? What do you think you would need on your fighter?
If available, cloaking, but I would say low impulse. Really don't power up to move forward, turn it off, use your momentum to keep moving so you look like a dead ship if spotted. Other than that, you'll let loose no signals.
So some kind of massive like catapult jump, and then turn everything off and glide in, huh?
Yeah.
Oh well, we can use the hangar bay as a blowgun.
Oh, well, there's no reason why he. Do they have warp capability, the fighters?
I believe so.
Your fighters do have warp
Yeah, so
capability.
yeah.
So there's no reason why they couldn't, like, at least maybe initially full impulse or perhaps a warp jump just to get the inertia, overcome the inertia, and then shut it down and glide in, I guess.
Yes,
then,
but the
then
warp.
what would we do after that? Then we're in the neutral zone and such, but then what would we do after?
Go to the Nightingale and repair it.
The problem is that if you warp and having if you give inertia to the warp there, the problem is that you will have in order to get in warp, in order to continue going in warp, you have to have a warp field. The warp field is a high is high on sensor. It's so easy to detect it.
No, that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
do the jump on this side of the neutral zone and maybe don't go to warp 1, but sublight, but maximum speed at sublight.
That is a chance.
But once we're there, we need a good pilot, and then perhaps we go EVA from the shuttle to get inside the Nightingale and help.
Yeah, you will be able just to maneuver with the rocket control systems, though.
All right, guys. I'm gonna try and move this along a little bit. The computer beeps, and the guy at the helm is gonna go, Commander Regoff, we're getting ready to drop out of warp.
All right, on my way. And he looks over to Joker. Get your ship ready, and take Damar with you.
Aye, Captain.
I head down with Joker.
Okay, so first things first, let me switch you guys over to the bridge. Where is the Everest bridge? So, scroll out. He's not here.
Just a reminder,
he's not
Regoff,
here.
the probe, you might be able to take advantage of that too.
Yeah. You finished.
Rest
Yeah,
in
you
peace,
finished
free
that.
will.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
almost like free will is here in our game.
Nope, I just got rid of him. So, what I'm going to do is, first things first, the guy at Communications Commander is going to look at you and go, Commander, we're being hailed by the Nightingale.
On screen.
And on screen is the face of Commander Lewis. The Nightingale still appears badly damaged, and he goes, Commander, good to see you.
What's the status of your ship?
Well, we're still badly damaged. We have no warp power, no weapons, no shields. Captain Blake is dead, and most of the engineering crew are dead. And, well, right now, the Romulans have a target lock on the engineering section. Of course, I've taken command of the Nightingale, but we're in need of engineering teams. We're not going to be able to get up and going without them.
We're working on a solution for that right now. Just hang tight. We'll be in contact.
Aye, sir. And as you close the channel, another hail comes in, and your communications officer looks at you, Commander, and goes, Commander, we're being hailed by the Romulan ship.
On screen?
And on screen comes this female Romulan. And she looks at you and goes, I am Commander Mevin of the IRW Tavarin. We have taken the Nightingale as prisoners of war as they have crossed the neutral zone. Any further incursion into the neutral zone will be considered an act of war.
Our vessel did not purposely cross this line. It was a navigational error.
Still, Commander, they are on the other side of the neutral zone, and as such, they have violated the treaty between Romulus and the Federation, and must be held for inquiry.
I agree. However, I think that should be held on neutral grounds.
Per Romulan law, all trials must be held on Romulus.
But as you can see in subsection 3 of paragraph 4 of the treaty, a third party must be included in these talks.
Still, Commander, give me a second. Okay, yeah. Our engines are still offline. Once we have it maintained, we are leaving this system. Any incursion into the neutral zone by you would be construed as an act of war. And as the Nightingale and her crew are now prisoners, I am well within my rights to have fired upon them. Under the terms of the treaty, of course.
We asked that we beam over some engineering teams. Their life support system will not last the trip back to Romulus.
Okay, so what she's going to do is she's going to not cut communications, merely mute audio and turn off video for a minute, and as if like she's talking it over with someone. Give me just a second. Let me read some things here.
And while they're doing that, we deploy our probe.
Okay, so you do deploy your probe. Give me just a second. No one has run a sensor scan of the Nightingale yet itself. So you don't know if they have boarding parties on there or not yet. Well, technically you do, because the commander would have told you, yeah, they don't have boarding parties on there yet. Why am I... give me a second. I need to do that. I need to roll 3d20. Ooh. What is... Okay, good. Yeah, so the crew gets a crit and a crit fail. So what they're going to do is they are going to... And what's going to happen is they are firing on the probe as it crosses the neutral zone, mind you. So this is as it crosses the neutral zone.
They're that close, huh?
Yeah.
We might be able to get transporter out.
So the probe is destroyed once it crosses the neutral zone. It literally, they lock on and just blow it out of the sky. So the probe is offline. But she does come back online and go, Commander, trying to get a better read on both us and the Nightingale? I can appreciate that. However, it was your probe and not you. I can't hold it against you. You're merely investigating. However, I am going to allow you to beam over a engineering team. But because of your most recent curious action, I am going to insist that I beam over a team of Romulans as well. Basically because the Nightingale has been claimed as prisoners of war, and as such, you are now visitors on said vessel, and it is within my rights to secure said vessel.
He looks over to Dar and says, mute. Or, gives him the hand signal.
Dardo.
I need thoughts.
I don't know, Commander. This is I don't like this one bit.
Well, if they're close enough to fire on our probe, we're close enough to fire on them, I would think, or anything.
Yeah, but that would start a war.
Yeah, but I'm leading into this, so Game Master, can we get sensor lock on the Nightingale to get the crew off? And then, Commander, we have the option to destroy our own ship.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
That's
Hold
kind
on.
of the backup.
Okay, so you guys want to see where everything's at. Okay, let me do this real quick. Let me set something up on another map, so that way I can show you guys what's going on.
Yeah, I just found it very interesting that they, didn't hesitate to destroy the probe as soon as it crossed the neutral zone. I'm like, wow, they're close.
I am getting certain ships out, so that way I can do this. I need to get a Romulan warbird. Where is one? Here we go. No. Where is one? Okay. So basically, I'm going to use the USS Kepler as a placeholder for a Romulan warbird. This is a Diderotix class warbird, mind you, okay? So I'm going to pop you guys over to this map. The Intrepid class is basically just a placeholder for a Diderotix class ship, okay? You guys follow?
Yep.
Okay, so here's what's going on. You guys, let me grab my line here. Paint, line. I'm going to draw this in red for your side, okay? You guys are literally, the come on.
We're just on our side of the neutral.
No, so this red line is the neutral zone, okay? Now, if you're going to pull a deal on it, right now you guys are in medium range to the neutral zone, okay? And so are they. But that means that in relation to you, the Romulan Warbird and the Nightingale are at extreme range, okay? So basically, the neutral zone is mirrored on either side by the Romulans and the Nightingale, and on your side, the Everest.
Okay, and how far are we? How far is each side from the neutral zone?
Medium range, you guys are about, I'll say 10,000 kilometers.
Okay, but yeah, medium range. So how far to transport?
What I'll say is, basically, because you and the Nightingale are basically going to be locking onto each other's signals, you'll be able to transport. But weapons fire across each other right now is not possible.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Commander, kind of waiting for you to... I'd just make the suggestion that we might be able to move to the very edge of the neutral zone and initiate a transport to the Nightingale. No reason the transport can't go both ways. We put crew on to the Nightingale and take crew off.
How many crew are on the Nightingale?
Somebody at Sensors give me a control science, assisted by the ship's sensor science.
Yeah, the normal complement on a Nova is about 80.
I think Mordock would be for
Okay. Okay, do you want me to roll for Mordock, or do you guys want to?
Oh, you can go ahead.
Alright. So this will count as a activation of Mordock. It will cost you 1 crew support. This will be a control science. He does, of course, have a focus, as he is in sensor operations.
And we gave him that advantage.
Which will reduce the difficulty from 3 to 2. So... Alright, I need the ship's sensor science.
crap.
Okay, so basically I will say you do fail, but you do get a little piece of information. Right now, the Romulan Warbird has cast a sensor scattering field around the Nightingale. Basically, you can't tell who's on there. You can't tell the actual damage done to either ship. It's literally just a sensor scattering field. You can only beam over there if they let you.
Yeah, they would have to remove the field.
But still, we should have anyway a manifest of the crew by the Starfleet Command anyway.
Yeah, we don't know how many are still alive because they did take a bunch of casualties early.
Oh yeah, but we can at least assess what would be the maximum of it.
As I mentioned, Nova class holds about 80.
Yeah. Okay. Commander Mevin is waiting patiently for your decision. She is still on the line. However, before you go back to talking to her, Commander Regoff, make me an insight command roll. Typically only one. Okay, well, you do get a momentum. So she's definitely going to let you beam over, okay? You definitely get this. But I was giving you to get a little bit of information about Mevin right now. I'll tell you this. Mevin seems to be playing for time, drawing out the negotiation with slow decisions. But she's definitely playing for time.
And Commander, I don't understand this situation. The Nightingale doesn't have its shields up, right? No power.
They have power to life support. They don't have weapons, they don't have engines, and they don't have shields.
Yeah, and the Daenerys with, over 600 crew has not yet boarded the Nightingale. They have problems. There's nothing holding them back from beaming over, we would think, beaming over, taking shuttlecraft or something on a disabled ship like the Nightingale. Basically, they've put a field up right now to stop us from beaming over, but why haven't they done it themselves to this point?
Well, they've said that in order for us to do steam over, they would also send a team over.
Yeah, I just question why haven't they done it so already?
Yeah.
They could take over the ship.
Sorry, I had to step away. Wife was like singing like a maniac. So what's going on?
We were discussing. We were talking about how weird it was that such a big ship full of obviously like Romulan spirit hasn't really beamed over the ship, and if only offered to send Romulans over with us.
Yeah, I was tracking that. I know you guys were talking about stuff, though. Did you come to a consensus about something? Well, I was away for like 10 seconds.
Well, you heard my last comment about I don't understand why shields. The Derek exported them already. It doesn't make
Probably
any sense.
because they don't know how many of them are still alive worth as many survivors as the other ship.
The Daenerys is a huge ship. It's twice
Yeah.
the size.
It's a valid question, but I'm sure there's a reason.
You did hear that there's a interference field up right now in his transporter.
Yep. Okay, open up comms.
Yes, sir.
And Mevin appears back on screen.
Commander, we've decided to accept your demands.
I suppose that means you will want me to lower the sensor scattering field. I will, however, let you know, Commander, I do have a sensor lock on how many people are on board the Nightingale. As of now, there are still 58 people on board. With your people coming on, how many people will be in your boarding party?
Since it needs some engineer's touch for the life support, I'll volunteer, Dar says.
Okay.
would go-
Senior Chief, how many do you need?
Well, a couple teams, at least to. Well, I don't know how many crew. Jim, I don't know how many guys you're going to allow us to send over there as far as like support crew or such.
So you'll need at least 4 teams, isn't that right, Senior Chief, to repair the 4 locations of the life support system? And the comms are still on. He's kind of putting on a show.
Yeah, that will work, sir. We can delegate the tasks to the 4 different areas.
So you'd say probably about 15 Starfleet personnel will do the trick.
Okay, then that means that there will be a total of 70. And she's like doing the math in her head. 73, I believe, Starfleet officers on board. Keep in mind, my ship is keeping a track of how many people are on board at all times. Once you and your team beam over, the scattering field will be put back into place. However, we will still allow communications with your ship. And once your investigation is completed, you may leave of your own volition.
Thank you, Commander. And he cuts comms.
Alright.
Leave of our own volition, Commander. Does that mean with the Nightingale or just our team?
I can hold that against her later and just be like, oh, you didn't say how I could leave.
In the
Well,
meantime, this is only to buy us some time to figure something else out.
Yeah. So by having 4 teams on board, it'll force the Romulans to split their team, whatever team they send over. It'll also give us 4 times the opportunity to repair stuff under their nose, etc., or anything else that you guys can think of. I got nothing right now.
And also figure
Well, what do
out
you-
why they're, haven't beamed over in the first. No, sir.
Well, what would you want to prioritize over there? Power. That's one.
Well, yeah, it depends on like in detail, like what is actually broken over there. Obviously, yeah, power and then engines.
I was thinking power, shields, engines, right? Because if they have shields, at least that might help.
Yeah, survive a few direct hits, anyways. So yeah, you can have. So we'll have 3 teams doing that and 1 free to do something else.
Yeah, that would be the one to maybe coordinate or with the commander over there.
Okay, so next question: who's gonna do what? Like, are you guys want to go like just be in control of a group?
Well, I can delegate engineering tasks, and if we got any spare characters that go over with engineering skills, they can help out. But you might want to take somebody not necessarily a true engineer for other purposes.
Hopefully, the scattering field means that they would also. They say they can keep tabs on it, but if I was. Oh no, no, I'm thinking of something else. They probably have. It's fine for them, but this scramble only works against us, I think.
Truthfully, I wouldn't mind taking a security team over there with some engineering skill to them. We'll just make sure that they're wearing the orange uniform.
Oh well, that's
Yeah.
why Dora's. No, that's why Dora volunteered.
Oh, let's try to split up the team At least one main character in each, so you can, if you have any way of helping out with those tasks on your character, or if it's just like Dard, like you can, I don't know, use your security or something to figure out a way to distract the Romulans, or something like that.
Yeah, Dar, would you feel comfortable leading the security team effectively?
Yep, I'm fine with that.
Okay. And I'll handle an engineering team, and I could probably also delegate, tasks to another engineering team, unless we want another character to join us.
Bordick or Bishop?
Oh, sure.
I can backfill whatever role you need me to serve, Commander.
In case it goes south, we might want to keep one good pilot here on the.
And we've got Joker.
Didn't Joker take off?
Yeah, we can use him as an NPC, he said. Or, well, we can play as him, he said.
So, which of you are the better engineers, Bordick or Shran?
No, I second engineer. I'm good in security, in command, and con.
What's your security then?
Okay.
No, I mean, I was asking how high was it?
Yeah, 4.
4.
So potentially you could drive the ship out if possible, since you have such a high con.
Oh yeah, I have a 5 con.
Oh shit, Joker has some competition.
Okay, so yep, it'll be Bishop, Bordick, Namar, unnamed NPCs, and engineers.
And I'll gather some appropriate tools, including transporter enhancers, in case their transporters are really screwed up.
Okay, so what you're wanting to do is beam over and try and figure out a way to beam the Nightingale crew off, in a way?
As well as trying to fix the ship.
Yeah, I'll be concentrating on fixing the ship and maybe transporters. And it sounds like Dar's going to handle some security stuff, and maybe Bordick will be on the bridge, ready to pilot, working with the.
And for backup, have the ship set to detonate. And each team will have the as you said, will have the transporter buffers, just in case you have to use the backup. So you could possibly beam off the ship.
Well, I can rig the core to blow.
Well, there's the command sequence. The whoever's in command can set it to detonate.
I think one thing that will happen immediately over their commanders, and they're probably wounded and injured, and we can make a request to have them transported to the Everest immediately.
Yeah, we can play that. All right. Anyone think of anything else to do or grab before we go over there?
I can't think of...
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
All right.
Okay, so you guys let the commander know that you guys are ready to beam over, and you guys beam over. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna change scenes here, so you guys will go down 1 momentum, and
I think that makes us 0, because I think we only had 1.
No, you guys had
No,
2. You
yeah.
had 2. You guys are at 1. So Once you guys beam over, there is Commander Lewis in the transporter room. She's a little bit wary. There are a few Romulan officers in the transporter room. They're like not really paying attention. They're more like there as security. They're not there to cause any problems. Okay. So you guys can talk freely. They really won't care. Commander Lewis comes up to you and go, I'm guessing Commander Regoff is on board. Who's the ranking officer?
He's still Rego's still on the Everest.
I think it's Bordick. He's Lieutenant Commander, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll walk up to Lieutenant Commander Bordick and go, Lieutenant Commander, good to see you. I see you brought over quite a few engineers.
Oh yeah, we want to help the ship to get back in place as soon as possible.
I completely understand. Would you like to talk about events, or are you more interested in getting the ship back up and running?
I would like to speak about what's happened here, how you get in first place, and see how it was possible to do this this mistake to get in the neutral zone. But we would better do it while the repair crew starts the repairs, and we can go to the breach.
I completely agree. We can do this on the bridge. But we can talk along the way as well. My mainly all of my engineering crew have been injured, so there are a few of us that have minor engineering skills. We are currently working on it. We do have some of the hull plating done. So yeah. But what you need to know is I was on duty and Captain Blake was in her quarters. Everything was going fine. No problems had been reported with the ship. Course was to travel along the Federation side of the neutral zone to our next survey. Doing a routine course check, the navigator realized the ship had gone off course, while navigation system showed we were on course. A more detailed position check proved we had slid into the neutral zone. But, however, before we could change course and get back on our side of the neutral zone, a Romulan Dideritics class warbird decloaked and opened fire. We, of course, returned fire.
I see.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to have access to the black box of the ship.
Well, you see, there's the issue. The captain is, of course, dead. She was found dead in her quarters, having activated the Romulan protocol. It is believed she was hurt trying to get to the bridge, but made it back to her quarters to activate the protocol. Currently, we are locked out of the ship's main computer core. It is shut down and encrypted. It'll maintain life supports and manual systems. However, we can't undo it either without her code or more time or a Federation computer lab to actually break the computer lockout.
I see. Still, the sensor diaries shouldn't be encrypted, aren't they?
I'll speak up real quick while you're pausing. Commander, permission to go take a survey of the damage of the ship so we can delegate tasks.
Go ahead, Chief.
Okay, so I'll take, I guess, everybody but Bordic's team, and we'll head towards a council so that we can make sure what we understand the damage of the extent of the damage is. So I'd like to kind of get a roll for that, basically.
Okay, so that's going to be a reason engineering roll. Uh, Give me a second. Difficulty will be. Okay, so she's gonna basically tell you what all is offline. Uh, the warp core safety systems are offline. There's some exterior hull plating which they've been working on. Uh, it's almost complete. Uh, there is damage to the warp core. There's general ship systems that, which is propulsion, shield, weapons, uh, and then the computers are encrypted.
Okay, I wrote it down.
Okay, so yeah, that's what's going on right now.
I got a question for Shrine. I don't know really what his character really has as far as skills. He's a pilot, but does he have any other side skill?
Toolbox. I'm mainly good with engineering systems, primarily computers, so I might be best equipped to tackle the issue with the encrypted computer.
Yep, go for it. Great. And I'm gonna go down and deal with the warp core initially, warp core safety, and let's see, who else do we got? Dar, do you want to kind of just wander around and make sure that the plating is going properly and check on general systems?
Sure, I can do that.
Lieutenant Commander Bordick, this is Commander Regov. What's the situation over there?
We have dispatched the teams to assess damage and start the repairs. We are now, me and the commander of the ship, we are going to the bridge to discussing about the events that took them here in the first place. And my team is going to do an assessment of the damage in the bridge instruments.
Is anyone in need of medical assistance?
I asked the commander if anyone needs a medical assistance immediately, or their doctor.
Yeah. She mentioned earlier that a lot of her engineers were like injured.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I answered to Regov. Yes, the most of their engineers are heavily injured and need medical assistance, sir.
The commander does speak up and say we do have medical teams working on them right now, but more would be appreciated. However, you might want to talk with the Romulans again about that. I don't know what they're going to say.
I'll look into it. Hang tight. Open comms to the Romulans.
And the commander pops on screen. Ah, Commander, I see your teams are all on board, and I'm guessing work is getting underway. What is it you would like to talk to me about?
So then, the whole reason that we sent over our engineers is because their engineers are actually injured and The ship was damaged in combat, as you can easily see. Part of that was the medical bay, and its systems are having a hard time doing their jobs. Basically, what I need is I need to get their engineers over here to our medical bay where we can treat them properly.
Upon last inspection, their medical bay was not hit. The only system that was hit was engineering, with minor damage to the interior. I admit most of their engineers were hurt, but their medical staff should be able to handle it, Commander.
I'm just relaying a message from their commander on board. Somehow the medical systems were affected through engineering, and they seem to be malfunctioning.
This commander on this ship, she is human or is she a Vulcan? The Nightingale.
She's human.
Also, real quick, I forgot to ask a bit earlier. Over with us?
Last I knew, Joker was not with you guys. Sorry. Last I knew,
No.
Joker was not with you guys.
Did you catch what I asked? Hello?
Sorry, I'm going all crazy. Last I knew, Joker was not on board the ship. I think he's still on board the Everest.
Yes, no, I was asking about how many Romulans were sent over with us.
There appears to be minor security details throughout the ship. Just a few of them. Just basically securing certain parts of the ship. So that way.
Okay.
And yeah. So I need you guys to make a decision on where you're going. I can cut to the bridge real quick, fill in the lieutenant commander, or we can go straight to repairing systems. Which do you guys want to do?
I was still talking to the commander.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get her to budge.
Okay, so I'll say this. She knows what you're trying to do. You're trying to get people off of the Nightingale. She's not going to budge on letting anybody leave the Nightingale no matter what you say. Except for your team. Nobody of the original crew of the Nightingale can leave the Nightingale.
All right. So I assume that comms will be cut then.
Oh yeah, once you have basically run through a bunch of trying to negotiate with her, she just doesn't budge. Eventually she goes, Commander, nobody from the Nightingale crew can leave the Nightingale. Their medical team will handle any injuries on board. Have a nice day, and cuts communications.
Lieutenant Commander Bordik, this is Commander Regov. Not successful getting people off the ship. You'll have to find alternate means.
Acknowledged.
Keep me apprised.
So,
Commander Regov out.
okay, so where do you guys want to go? Do we want to cut to Lieutenant Commander Bordik, or random? You guys tell me what you guys are doing. You make rolls to repair systems. Which do you guys want to do?
So probably
I suggest
something about due to the computer, since that seems to be a big factor, probably to help get everything else.
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Let Shran start with computer.
Okay, so Shran, you go to the computer deck. Keep in mind, I don't have many maps for the Nightingale, but I do have everything here. So for the computer, what you are looking at is you do show up in the computer room. There is a Vulcan in there, a male Vulcan. He introduces himself as Lieutenant Commander Jitrell. He is currently working on decoding the computer system. He is trying to get uh, scientific research that the Nightingale was doing. He's trying to decode and basically make copies of it so that way, if the Nightingale needs to be evacuated, he can take all of their research with them. If you want to assist him on doing this, it will be a Reason Engineering. The ship will not be assisting as the computers are locked out. It is an extended task. It is magnitude 3, work 12, difficulty is 2.
Okay. I walk up and basically start working on the adjacent console and start thumbing around and seeing if I can assist in recovering the data. So just to clarify, so I'm putting stuff correct in the sheet. Sorry, out of character. So complication range 1, task roll 3, challenge size 2.
No. What is going on is this is an extended task, okay? I wish I had access to some things that Prax does. Maybe I'll... no, I don't have it. But, so it's an extended task. Your complication range, yes, is 1. Your task roll is still 2. But magnitude is how many breakthroughs you need. I know I haven't really gone over extended tasks. What this is every 5 work that you get done on a work track is considered a breakthrough. The magnitude is how many breakthroughs you need. That is 3. The difficulty is how many successes you need to be able to roll on the work track. There is no resistance. It is a difficulty 2 task.
Okay, so do I need to put moment? No, never mind. Okay, I'll just roll. I think it's correct.
I have a question for the GM, if possible.
Go on ahead.
So basically, the ship is right now is unoperational, and there are Romulans on the ship guarding key areas. Okay, but the ship isn't cocked by any tractor beam, and basically they are allowing us to repair it under their nose.
Okay. So they are in key areas of the ship. While you guys are doing your repairs, they basically know everything that's good. They don't know exactly what's going on. The Lieutenant Jatrell told them, hey, look, I've got to work on the computer core. We're locked out of the system. We need to get it unlocked. And he has gone to work in the computer core. The Romulan security guards basically are standing outside of the area. So, like, you go to engineering, there are security guards outside each entrance into engineering. There are security guards outside the entrance into the computer core. They're not there to basically keep you from going in. They're there from keeping you to do anything untoward to the ship or crew. Is all they're there for. They're not going to interfere with you in any way.
So basically, if we can get the ship running, we have a chance to flee from there but we have also to combat with their security detail, right?
Yeah. So you can get the ship up and running. They will allow you to get the ship up and running. But if you try to take the ship right now, there are a few Romulans on board. You will basically have to fight off.
Okay, thank you. So now that I'm this clear, I tell to the commander that I would like to change course and see the situation in the sick bay first and talk with their medical officer.
So you guys head down to sick bay. There is two different rooms here. There is one, uh, basically the ICU, the intensive care unit. There are many, many, many people there. There are some crew in the makeshift morgue, including the captain. Uh, what would you like to look at?
I would like to talk with the chief medical officer. Okay, as soon as I know that I'm in a position where the Romulans can't hear me, I will talk to low voice to him saying, uh, "I need your assistance in the chance that we are able to make this ship back operational. I need you to find me, if possible, a neurotoxin that would affect the Romulans, but not us, in order to knock down their by putting it in the air system of the ship all in once. Is
He
it possible?"
Okay, so he's gonna look at you once you say neurotoxin and is shocked like crazy that you're thinking this, because he looks at you and goes, Lieutenant Commander, if you didn't notice, not only are there Romulans on board, there are Vulcans on board, Federation officers. Any neurotoxin that would affect the Romulans might also affect the Vulcans. You would be killing Federation officers if you did so.
Oh no, we can always use an excuse with inoculation for the Vulcans, saying that they got in contact with some reactor or bumble jumble thing. You can come in your mind and you can inoculate them to have a resistance to it.
I don't know, Lieutenant Commander. It is very risky to do so. I would, however, like to let you know Captain Blake, I've done an autopsy on her, was not hurt by a bulkhead. She was murdered.
Murdered?
Yes, it appears that there was a phaser shot at Captain Blake, uh, set to kill, mind you. She wasn't killed instantly. She managed to get back into her room and uh, activate the Romulan protocol. I don't know who did it, but we hadn't been boarded yet. Our shields were up. It is, I believe, someone on this crew killed the captain.
And the automated system didn't detect the further discharge.
If it did, we were already in combat with the Romulan warbird. It was over in seconds. Any sensor records are possibly encrypted in the computer core.
Shit. Thank you for this precious information. Now on, I will have to check out one. I want you to, if possible, I want you to give a mandatory check on all the crew, and I want you to check for their biological um, markers to be sure that we don't have a double agent in here, and any Vulcans you should find since it's highly possible that a Romulan could pass for a Vulcan. I would love that you keep them in the sick bay. You just find a reason.
I'll do what I can, Commander. However, there are at least 20 Vulcans on board. Our science officer is one. Our navigation officer is one. There's Trill on board.
Even the navigation officer?
The navigation officer is a Vulcan, yes.
I see. And then I look to the commander and say, I need to know whoever was on the bridge while the accident happened.
It was me. It was the navigation officer, the science officer, and one other. I don't remember who that was. But that's all I've got right now.
Wait a second, you're the first officer, right?
Yes, I am the XO.
Oh, and as an EXO, you're entitled to organize the tournaments for the schedule the crew, the bridge crew, and you don't know who if there were everybody you scheduled to have there. I mean, I could not remember who was there.
Okay, look, everything has happened really fast, really quick. I was on the bridge. The people in front of me are the navigation officer and the science officer. Who's
I
behind?
don't tell that I understand the situation. I'm just saying it's your duty to assign people on the bridge. So you should have in your datapad or somewhere the shifts, don't you?
Okay, look. The ship's duty roster right now is encrypted in the computer core. All of the information that pertains to the ship is encrypted. We have manual control over certain areas of the ship. We have life support. That is all we have. I can't check with the records right now to see who I had assigned. I assigned them last week. I need to check the records, see who was assigned, make sure who was there was supposed to be there. I don't know yet.
I see. So I looked back to the chief officer. The chief medical officer says the commander is the first to be checked, so we can continue our check around the ship.
And the medical officer looks at you and goes, well, I can tell you right now, she's not a Romulan. She's perfectly human. All of her medical records that I've seen have that. And the commander looks at you and goes, look, if we start medical screening each and every Vulcan, people are going to know that we have a saboteur on board. served with a bunch of these guys for years.
I've missed it. There was a little distortion of the microphone.
Okay, so basically, she says, I have worked with a bunch of these people for years. There is nobody I trust more on this ship than the Vulcans on board. Yes, I admit, one of them might be a saboteur. But I don't know who.
Real quick, GM, you've been busting up a lot in communication. You were a lot better on your phone.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. The reason why I'm not on my phone right now is because I'm also streaming it and I don't have OBS on my phone, so I can't do that from my phone. I have to stream it from my laptop, and I have a terrible mic right now. So.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm back. What I missed?
Not much. I am, however, taking a threat. We've been spinning our wheels.
All right.
Okay, so I think we can switch to Namar
Let's
and
go
what
to
his
the-
task was doing.
Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Namar. Namar, what was your repair task that you were working on?
Well, did we finish Shran? He was trying to get through the computers.
Yeah, so Shran, I need you to make me a reason engineering roll. Difficulty 2. Okay, you do succeed. Roll me 7 challenge dice.
Oof.
Okay, that only rolled 2. Roll me 5 more. What you need to do is in your challenge dice, put in 5, hit enter, and then roll. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get 8 work done. That is a single breakthrough. And, so what you get right now, after 1 breakthrough, you basically crack the code a little bit, lowering the difficulty by 1. You can roll me another reason engineering if you want. Difficulty is 1 now.
Okay, I will do that.
Roll 2 dice. Roll 1 more dice. Okay, so you do get the stuff done. Roll me 7 challenge dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you get 6 more work done. I think 8. That's 14 total work. You do complete the entire system. The computer is now basically in the process of unlocking itself. You can see various file headings and system sections that will become available. Some of them are still encrypted. It's basically unlocking itself. It's unlocking itself and coming back online. So the Vulcan that is next to you looks at you and goes, "Thank you. The system will be online momentarily. I must copy all of our scientific data and prepare it for transport, as we may be leaving the Nightingale, or I can send it with you and erase it from our systems."
I don't have the authority to make that call. I press my comm badge, Commander, do you want us to wipe the data after we are through making a copy onto the Everest?
Yes, wipe the information from the ship. That might be the only opportunity that we have.
All right. You heard him. Once we're done copying over the data to the Everest, make sure to wipe the data and write, or I should say, wipe the entire drive to zeros. Be thorough.
Okay, so he's going to look at you and he says, I won't risk transmitting it to the Everest because of the Romulan warbird above our heads. However, I will put it on a data chip that you can take with you back to the Everest.
That should also work. Thank you.
Okay. And he goes back, and you can do whatever you want to do, Namar. Well,
I go back to the bridge and see if there's anything else that I can assist with.
okay, there are multiple different things that you can assist with. The warp core safety systems need to be repaired. The exterior hull plating, since you guys have been on board, has actually been repaired. There's a warp core repair, and there's a couple general systems that you need repairing. Yeah. So, but we're going to change scenes. What time is it? Okay, it's just almost 3. So, there is a navigational array. I think that I mentioned that it needs to be fixed. No. Okay, so there is a problem with the navigational array that the commander has told you about.
Yeah, you didn't mention that before.
Oh, when they went off course, the commander mentioned that the navigational array said that they were where they were supposed to be. However, once a more detailed scan went through, it was proven that they were not. They were on the wrong side of the neutral zone, which I thought told you that there was something wrong with the navigational array. My bad. So that is done. So exterior hull plating has been repaired. The warp core safety systems by this time have been repaired by the crew of the Nightingale. There is the computer is completely back online, and shields are back online. This is a mixture of your crew and their crew working together.
Okay.
So what am I doing now?
Uh,
'Cause I was down in engineering.
okay, so there's still a warp core repair. The safety systems have been fixed, but there is still a problem with the warp core itself. It is time consuming. It is difficulty 1, control engineering. It's a extended task, work 14, magnitude is 3.
Okay, so I ask. Go ahead. Did you?
No, I will say willing to call Toolbook Namar.
Go ahead, Commander.
Can you check the navigation console and tell if is something strange in there?
Yeah, I can do that. Dar is free. Dar, can you come to engineering and supervise here?
Sure thing. What are the you said they were just keeping an eye on things, but have they really been? The Romulans been actually just doing that, or because Dar would be keeping an eye on them just to see like what they're if that's what they're actually.
Okay.
And I will go to the navigation array.
Okay. So the Romulans have just been keeping an eye on what you guys are doing, making sure there's nobody being transported off. They're not really doing anything. It looks like they're just standing there and waiting for something to happen. Is all. Okay.
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 All right, can I start out in the navigation array? I want to run a diagnostic.
Okay, yeah, sure. You can start on the navigational array. So, let me scroll down in my notes to that.
Also, sorry if I've been so quiet. There's something's like come up on another server that I helped run, and my attention's kind of split.
That's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. You do need EV suits to get to the array. So you're you're on the exterior of the ship. You get to the navigational array, and I need a insight engineering. With a difficulty of 1.
I do have EVA activity as a focus.
Okay.
I also have deflectors, shields, force field technology as a focus.
Okay. EVA ops will come into play. So you have a focus there. Yeah. So go on ahead and roll me a insight engineering diff 1.
Okay, and I'll bring one of my team for support.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you get a unnamed NPC assist. Their target number is a 13, and I will roll that dice.
Can I get, let me look something up here real quick. Now that I know I'm going out to the navigation array, I have the talent right tool for the right job. Can I bring something that would be appropriate to help me there?
Yeah, sure. There's not really that much. Probably just a spanner is all. But yeah,
okay,
you have a right to.
Can I treat it as a difficulty 0?
Sure, I don't see why not. Go on ahead and roll 2 dice, and I will roll 1 dice for your assist. So he hit a 13. That was his target number. You guys get 3 momentum. So here's what you find out, Namar. The navigational array has clearly been sabotaged, and I'll PM you how. I'll PM you how this was done, just so that way you can role play it. Let me.
Okay.
This is Namar. Who am I sending this to again? I'm sorry. Oh, Namar. Okay, cool.
Yeah, me.
There you go. That should tell you how it was done.
Okay, I understand. I leave the team member here. All right, I move back in and I go to my comm. Commander, I'm contacting Commander Bork. Commander?
Yes.
I need to go inside as well to check the deflector. The diagnostics is working right now. Could you meet me in the deflector control?
Sure thing. I meet you there.
I go back inside to the guts of the deflector.
And I add to the deflectors, of course.
Okay.
Are we alone?
Yeah.
Are we alone?
Yeah, you guys are there. You're good.
Okay, straight out talk, in a voice. Commander, there's been obvious sabotage to the deflector outside. it's an easy to repair. I left one team member out there that I could tell what to do really quick and it would be repaired, but it's obviously sabotage.
Do you think was made by a professional? I mean, was the saboteur knowing what he was doing, or was just something that could have done even, you know, a freshman?
I will answer that for I will answer that for momentum.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to send you some information here.
To me, or
yeah, to you.
Because I'll just tell the commander basically.
That's fine, but I want you to role play it.
Okay.
So.
Okay. But commander, basically right now, from what I see, there's not damage. It's just been misaligned.
I see. So it's done by somebody who was knowing what he was doing.
Yeah. Give me a second to read.
And it has been done from the inside or the outside. I mean, it could have been manipulated from inside the ship, or it needed another walk.
Correct. You're right. It would only be discovered and can only been caused by basically an EVA to the outside of the ship. And yes, it would take somebody that knows a great deal about deflectors, like myself, to properly sabotage it in this way, so that it, worked the way.
So, from if we can find out from the database who did the last walk toward them,
Okay.
in the sector, we can have some clue probably.
Okay, give me a second. I'll go to the console here in deflector control, and I'll look to see when the last maintenance was done and by whom.
Thank you very much.
Do you get that, GM? I want to basically try to track who went out the EVA and who went out and did it and when it was done.
Okay, yeah. I will send that information to you via per PM. Give me just 1 second.
And Commander, they wouldn't have been at warp. At least that's my assumption. This had to have been done perhaps a while ago, but at least on our side of the neutral zone, right?
Indeed.
I must say that it was nicely done, though. Nice little bit of inverse engineering, I say. Commander, the last maintenance done on the array was done by Science Officer Grittel.
It happens to be a Vulcan, right?
Can we determine that real quick from the computer? Yeah, it is. We look in the roster real quick. Yes, it was a Science Officer Vulcan. His name is Grittel.
I see.
Where is his location now, computer?
The computer responds with Lieutenant Jetrell is in Deck 4, Section 12.
Which is what?
Nothing but a hallway. It appears to be a hallway right next to the secondary hull.
Can I track his movements? Where he was recently? Since the attack?
The only place that you really find him has been the computer core.
Commander, I've kind of looked through the log here of where he's been on the ship since the attack, and he was recently in the computer core, which is one of the areas that this ship was having problems. And
I see.
I just understand that the computer core got fixed by Lieutenant Strand.
Oh well, then I have an idea. I contact the commander of the ship and tell that I want everybody who was yeah, on the bridge during the accident in the ready room to discuss about it briefly.
Okay, I have one other
So
request.
it is included the science officer. If I remember well, right,
Uh,
GM?
okay. Yes, you're right. Give me 1 second. This is happening at this time. I want to rewind time a little bit, okay? So basically,
Okay.
we're going back to where, Namar, I believe you were in the computer room with the lieutenant, correct?
No, I was not.
Oh, you were not. Who was?
In the computer room, that would probably.
Probably been who?
Me, Lieutenant Shrine.
Okay,
Bishop.
So before, your entire idea was to leave from the computer room and go where?
Back to the bridge.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We're cutting back to where you're going back towards the bridge. Okay? This is what's going to happen. Okay? Let me make sure that this is in the notes and I don't have to spend threat, because I believe it is in the notes. Okay. So, alright. I'm going to play it this way. You head out to the bridge, and a couple minutes later, Jatrell walks out of the computer room, onto the bridge, and into a turbo lift, and leaves the bridge, not saying a word.
Okay. Commander, he was supposed to give me a disc, and he just kind of looked like he went to the bridge, looked around, and bounced away. We should probably get someone to accompany me to follow him and secure that disc.
Well, I don't know. I'm getting a little screwed up on the timing now then, because I asked where his current location was. So did that take place when I was talking to Bordick?
Yes. This has happened while you have been out on the navigational array, found the signs of the sabotage, and come inside. This is happening basically simultaneously. He's headed to Deck 6, Section 12 right now, and when you ask the computer where he is, we're still catching up to that point. He'll be on Deck 6, Section 12.
Okay, let me know when we reach there.
Okay, so he is heading out right now. Chishran, you have your authorization to take basically a small security detail, follow him, see what's going on, and everything like that. The computer says he's on Deck 5 he's on the turbo lift, headed to Deck 6.
Is there any way to lock down the turbo lift from the bridge?
There is. However, by the time you lock down the turbo lift, he'll already be on Deck 6.
You can use internal shields.
Force fields, yeah. You can use that.
Yes, I'm back.
And got to remember now,
So what's going on?
Dar's somewhere in the middle of all this too, because as I was going to deflector control, Dar was going down to engineering. So,
yeah, I know. He's down
from wherever Dar was, because he was originally going to go see about other ship systems.
Right. Dar's on Deck 8. He probably has been working on the warp core. I'm saying 3 hours have passed, and all the ship systems are basically up now. Since you guys have arrived, almost all the ship systems are up and operational.
Except the deflector.
No, it is operational. It is still misaligned. The deflector is operational. The navigational array is what's misaligned.
Okay. Commander Bordick, permission to try to work with the deflector control here to overcome the interference placed on the our ship here by the Didartics. Is that possible, Game Master?
Basically trying to nullify its effects.
Correct.
Okay. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to roll me a Reason Science difficulty 2, I believe, or Reason Science or Engineering. Let's do that.
Okay, and I'm gonna use one momentum.
Okay. Wonder if the unknowns help you?
Maybe. Or the ship. I don't.
Yeah, since the ship systems are back online, I am allowing the ship to assist you. It will have a diff target number 15. And it rolls a complication. I'm going to use that threat, or that complication. I will allow you to succeed at cost, if you want, which would create another complication, which I'll take threat for, but that's your call. You can either succeed at cost with another complication, or just take the one. Your call.
Don't you have that
Or
racial thing?
that's my complication, not the ship's.
Oh, okay.
True, but I am giving you a complication, so what you can do is you can say, yes, I'll succeed at cost, but because of my racial trait, I'm rolling this to see if I ignore it.
Yeah, I'm also entertaining the idea of blowing my determination for the reroll. But we're not going to get rid of the ship complication.
No, you're not.
I just look over at Commander Bordick and I say, this is not turning out quite the way I think. I'm going to have to get really radical here and do some major rerouting that might give us another problem with the ship.
Let's give a shot of it.
Okay, I use my determination to make a reroll for myself.
Okay, first off, which value are you using to reroll?
Born engineer.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it. You can re-roll your 2 zeros if you want. You get the success, so you still have the complication, but you do succeed at the task.
Yeah,
So
I don't think we're going to get rid of that. I said, okay, Commander, I think I can block the. You're really breaking up bad. Okay, Commander, I think I can block the dampening field placed around the ship when you give the word.
When I give.
When you order me to block the dampening
Okay, perfect,
field.
perfect. No, you cut it. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Commander, when you want the dampening field off, just tell me.
All right. So the rest of the ship is capable of getting out of here.
Power is still being addressed by Doc.
Okay. So, by the way, Jam, do I got any notification of the science officer being blocked by two force field? The force. Okay, wait a second. I was not the only one who with the security details pursuing him, right?
Uh, you found out
Dar
where
had
he was from Namara, I think, who went outside. You found out where he was and went to check. Uh, or Bishop has gone to check on what he's doing. I think he's finished in engineering and someone's called him and he's gone to find out what's going on. So there's three of you right there: Bishop, Dar, and Bordick.
Perfect. I give the order to restrain him.
Alright, so just some quick context because my computer has been acting up and everything. So what's going on?
So the guy who was supposed to give you guys the information on what's going on the ship's computer that has recently been decoded has left the computer room and basically gone to this particular section. You don't know why, you don't know what's going on. It has been, however, discovered that he is the saboteur of the Nightingale.
Okay, so upon hearing to apprehend him, Dora is immediately just going to beeline right. No.
Okay, so you're gonna make a beeline for him, right?
There's that as well.
Yeah.
I would like to tell you what I'm going to do too.
Okay. So give me 1 second. Actually, go ahead and tell me what you're gonna do too.
I'm going to leave one of the team here to activate our sensor blocking that we talked about, and I'm going to go to the transporter rooms and prepare for transporting.
Okay, so you're heading to the transporter room. Dar and Chishran.
Preferably in the engineering section.
Okay. Dar, Chishran, Bordick. I need you all three to roll me a insight security roll. Difficulty is secret because it is opposed.
For the moment, I can't do that because I can't even get on roll 20.
Okay, I'll roll it for you if you want, Dar.
I don't think I have any focuses for this, so.
No, you don't. So, okay. So now it's going to be this guy's roll. Let me see what his stats are right now because I've got to do this. Okay. Okay, so he has a target number of 14. And he does succeed at 2. So Chishran and Dar, what you guys see, because you guys tied him, Namar, you don't see this. Chishran, you miss one vital part, but Dar, what you get is there is a device on the exterior wall that is beeping and flashing. And it's flashing faster and faster. Chishran, you see the device. You see it's flashing. but your attention is on him, so you don't notice it getting faster and faster.
Okay.
Dora is going to. Oh wait, no, we can't do that because of the stupid dampening field on it. Fuck. Dora is going to uh, just hit the comms. I think we have a bomb on board.
Okay. I am beside him, right?
Okay, no, you are not directly beside him. There is still a force field between you two. It is
No, no,
not.
no, no, no. I'm talking to my team. I mean, I hear him about the bomb.
Yeah, you hear him about the bomb. Yeah.
Okay, so can I use my tricorder to get the exact coordinates of the device? Oh, it's well, not my. Okay, to get the coordinates of the device and forward to transport to the transporter room, asking for beam out the device.
Sure, you can do that. Yeah.
Understood.
Uh,
You contact me, correct, Namar?
That was the plan.
okay, so Namar, in
Okay,
order.
Game Master, I'm in the transporter room. Can I get a lock
Yeah, you can get a
on
lock.
the device?
You can get a lock. What it's going to be is it's going to be a control engineering difficulty of 3.
Okay, I'm gonna use a saved milestone that we got from our Klingon mission where we did a hell of a lot of transporting. And I'm gonna burn it as a determination.
Okay. For 2 automatic successes. Uh, yeah. I can see how that'll go. I'll let you do that.
Okay, I gotta get back to my sheet. So I also have a focus in trans. And someone can roll the ship, I would assume.
Yeah. Give me just a second. Go on ahead and make your roll.
You said control engineering, correct?
Yes, control engineering, and you're assisted by the ship's sensors engineering. Well, you got that's 7. That's 7 total successes. So you guys get 4 momentum, and yeah, you guys lock on to the device and beam it into space.
Well, wait. While it's in
Oh.
the transporter buffer,
Okay.
I'll let the commander know that it's in transport. Where do you want me to place it?
Oh God. I'm so tempted to give him back to the Romulans, but
Well, obviously, that's what I'm thinking too. So I have a big grin across my face.
yeah. Let me think just for a moment. uh,
You have a moment, but
no.
it's in the buffer right now. So quickly make up your.
Wait a second, GM. Just a reminder. While a device is in the buffer of the transporter, in theory, it's actually suspended in time. Isn't is right?
Yes, in theory, as it is down to its molecular atoms, the timer on it does not increase at all.
Exactly, exactly as in the episode where there is a Scott is still in the buffer. You know.
Exactly.
Namar, we keep it for later when we have to cut loose from the Romulans.
I don't think we can keep it there indefinitely. The buffer will degrade, but I'm out of character. I'm giving you the option.
Okay.
I can't hold it forever, sir. But
Doris, while this is going on, is also going to relay the information to Regal that they stopped a saboteur from blowing up a part of the ship.
All right. So let's beam it out as far as possible in outer space.
Okay. So the that ensign, or my team member that I left at the deflector control to get rid of the inhibiting field, remember? Because it was an inhibiting transporter. I tell him now, turn it off, and we'll place it in space, a safe distance from the Romulan ship, but behind them.
All right.
Yeah, give him a nice.
Basically, give them a nice bump, right?
Yeah, but a warning that basically, what the hell was that? Nothing crossed the neutrals.
Okay, yeah, so it's already in the pattern buffer. You just put the coordinates, and it materializes behind the ship. And it's not so much an explosion, a big explosion. It's more like a controlled, a breaching explosion. Let's put it that way. And it's just a small little pop. It does no damage to the ship.
And
All
Commander
right.
Ragov, we've just found a device on the ship and we beamed it into space. We've eliminated the field. You might want to contact the Romulan.
Let's get everyone
First
off
of
the
all,
ship. Let's
first
get
of all
everyone
we
off.
should get our hands on the saboteur.
No, Dora and Shishran have.
No, you guys haven't lowered the force fields yet, have you?
Not yet. We just transported the device,
Okay.
and
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 4 threat and hold on, I need to spend one more.
just a reminder: the force field works also as a transporter inhibitor. Just remember.
Yeah, I know. But what's going to happen?
Real quick, I want to mention too that we canceled the inhibiting field around us,
No,
but the
no, no,
Romulan
no.
is,
no.
but the Romulan is still trying to place the inhibiting
We are
field.
talking a different inhibitor. You were able to transport from inside our force field area just because it was within the same ship, and because the transporter is alienated with the same frequency. They don't have our force field's frequency, so they can't beam out their saboteur. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Good point.
So give me 1 second. I need whoever is there in the room with the saboteur to give me a insight medicine check.
Medicine?
Yeah, insight
Oh,
medicine. Difficulty is 1.
Right, I just got back on to roll 20.
Okay.
Task score 1 or 2?
Task roll will be 2. Difficulty is 1. So you need 1 success.
There is momentum, by the way. Don't forget that.
So Bordick, Shran, those are the only 2 there?
No, Dora's also there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, yeah. It's only a difficulty 1, so you do have 1 floating momentum right now.
And it just, roll 20 just screwed up again. Thanks.
Oh, okay. You want me to roll it for you? Spend that floating momentum to roll 3?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Ah, okay, it loaded for me. There we go.
Yeah. I'm going to roll 1 more dice for you.
I think I'm lagging now.
So, okay. So you guys all, you get, so Chishran, you're the only one who doesn't make the cut. You guys do get 1 more momentum. You guys are capped. But Bordick and Dar, you both notice that the saboteur is breathing in and out very, very heavily.
And Dara is immediately going to have realization. All right, we need to get this guy to a med bay right now.
No. Okay, so
No.
no,
Okay.
because this was the
okay.
4 momentum that I spent. This is what's happening, but I let you guys figure out part of it. Okay. The wall behind him, because nobody put the shields up, explodes into fragments, and he is sucked out into space.
I thought we eliminated the bomb.
You did eliminate the bomb. A close examination of the ship's sensor logs will show that the Romulans activated a tractor beam at that one specific area and stressed the hull so much that it just shattered into pieces.
Beam the corpse of the Vulcan inside. This is my first. Use his comping as to track him.
Okay, so okay. Give me 1 second, because this is everything that happened with that 4 momentum spent. Okay, because I created him being sucked out into space, and then I created one more thing. The Romulan warbird locks onto him and beams him aboard the ship, and the Romulan warbird goes to warp. Leaving the area.
Oh shit.
I'll just wait for Ragov to come back in now.
I mean, do we have any time to react? Like, when that happened? Like, I would have seen,
So,
you know, all that
Ragov
going
was
on.
cutted off the loop.
Okay, so what you saw, Regov, was they activated a transporter beam, or a tractor beam, at part of the Nightingale. Scrambled part of it. It was over in like 6 seconds. They hit him, they beamed him, they ran. It was over in 6 seconds.
And I knew about the echoing. I knew about the saboteur, so I could have probably assumed it was, getting, pulled over there and done something about it potentially, and that's why I got in range closer on the border.
Okay, so the only way that you were going to be able to intercept this is, literally if you fired on them, okay?
Or use a tachyon beam from the deflector.
That would take time and engineering, though.
What about picking up the body before they did?
So
I don't think we know what was going on until it happened.
Yeah, the minute that you guys noticed that he was hyperventilating, you and Dar knew exactly what he was doing. Bordick and Dar knew exactly what was going on. Okay? He was clearing his lungs so he could survive in the vacuum of space for a few seconds.
Yeah, and Bordick's immediate reaction was beam him. Get the body.
I couldn't do nothing because I said beam him, but...
he was already gone, is what is... So the explosion, and he's gone.
I was just waiting you to roll all the dices. That's to give my action, to do my reaction to the information you gave me. There wasn't any turn when we could have done anything, so...
Okay. Alright, so... I'll be nice. What I'll do is I'll rewind time a little bit. I'll give you a chance to block his deal. The thing is, the transporter, or the tractor beam is going to happen. He is going to be sucked out into space. I will give you one roll to get him. Whether it be from the Everest or from the Nightingale, I'll give you one roll. Okay?
Who's best engineer?
I would definitely be number.
Okay. So, here's what I'm going to do.
Well,
It is going to be
okay,
a base difficult. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I've got two ideas. One I could do myself, but simultaneously I got another one that I could just initiate and tell the ensign, turn the inhibiting back on. Turn this, in other words, the fix that we did, reverse it.
Yeah, but the inhibitor, it's for us, they have the frequencies. So, as an engineer, you should know it.
Well,
They are inhibiting for us. They have the frequency of the inhibition, so they can pass through it.
okay. But I would be working on the transporter if that's the order.
Yeah, and it was the most genuine reaction, you know.
Okay,
Also, not to be.
so I get a lock on the body and try to transport it to the Everest.
1 second. Okay, give me 1 second.
Don't forget we have all that momentum to use too.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
I didn't forget about it.
Okay, so getting a lock and transporting him is going to be a single roll. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 6 threat, okay, to increase the difficulty to 5 and the complication range to 2. So the base difficulty was 3. I increased it by 2 with 4 momentum or 4 threat, and then I increased the complication range with 2 more.
Okay, and what do you want us to do?
So it'll be a control engineering for Namar, or whoever's in the transporter. It'll be a control engineering assisted by the ship's sensors engineering. Since you are beaming from the Nightingale, they have improved sensors, which will decrease the difficulty down to 4. And so it is a difficulty 4 control engineering task. Complication range is 2.
And use all the momentum you could.
Yeah, so that's what, 3 dice extra?
Yeah.
And I assume the ship is assisting, so somebody roll that.
Just roll a d20. Your target number is 15. So you get 5 successes. You get 1 momentum back. So yeah, you wind up getting him, but the Romulans still go to warp, leaving the Nightingale behind.
Is that 0 complication?
What number is it? No, you missed the complication by 1. You were really close.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah. So you guys wind up with him, and
All right. So since they left, let's use this to move the Nightingale outside this damn neutral zone back to the Everest.
yeah. So the Nightingale leaves. Where do you guys put the Romulan saboteur?
Also, don't forget the disc. Get the disc off of them.
Oh, sure. But you can actually I tell to him to Namar, okay, please filter the bio and the data and transport them into different positions. One to the Everest bridge to the captain, and the other into the brig. Also, be sure that the weapons filter is online, please.
Yeah. Um,
And Dora
okay.
can
So
Dora's also gonna chime in. And also make sure that there's a medical team ready to make sure he doesn't try and off himself like every other prisoner that gets beamed on.
Namar to Everest.
Go ahead.
Transport in progress of a Vulcan, possibly Romulan. I've got them held. I'm about to place them over on your ship. Please have a security team and medical team in the transporter room immediately.
All right, thanks for the heads up, Senior Chief. And Bregov looks over to his security guard on the bridge. Not.
And I'll wait just a few minutes in the transporter buffer, and when the transporter team on the Everest says, okay, we're ready, he energizes in the transporter pad with weapons deactivated.
Okay, so he's sent to the Everest.
And
He is,
hopefully medical team and security team is there.
yeah, they're definitely there. And he is put in the brig. After a thorough scan, they remove the tooth with the cyanide capsule, and he is not saying a word. I will give you guys a short scene with him, seeing as we have to end in 20 minutes. If anybody wants to talk to him.
My next priority is
sure.
basically make sure that the ship is Nightingale is got power and everything and get across immediately.
Yeah, everything is back online. They have crossed back into our side of the neutral zone. The commander has sent an EVA team to repair the navigational array, all that other stuff.
So Bregov is outside the cell, and where the prisoner is, just like looking at him.
Ragoff, real quick. Everybody else can transport back to the Everest. I'll stay on the Nightingale just in case.
Dora will also stay behind because he has good engineering. So just in case you need extra.
So
Sure,
Shran and Bordick are free to go back to the Everest right now. If
Okay. I will get back to the Everest. Want to meet the guy.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the Everest with the disk in hand to upload a copy back to Starfleet.
Okay, Commander Regoff, now you're free. Go.
Am I? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's just kind of staring at him, just seeing what he does, trying to unnerve him. Starts pacing back and forth with his hands behind his back.
He does not say a word. He is just sitting there and waiting for you to say something.
So, didn't know Romulans were such cowards.
Cowards. And he just starts laughing his head off like crazy. And he'll look at you, Commander, and go, "You have no idea what I do for a living."
We are present when it says that?
I thought Commander Regov was the only one there, but if there are more people there, yeah, sure.
Yeah, he could be there.
Oh, see, the spy is so jolly. What do you have to laugh about? You just got your ass busted.
He's going to look at you, Bordick, and go, Have you ever heard of a group? Starfleet intelligence probably calls us Prism. Or is it Spectrum? It's one of them.
I heard only noise, nothing.
Yeah, static.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. So, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
For the moment.
So, he's gonna be like, Starfleet intelligence probably calls us Prism or Spectrum, something like that. I don't know. I'm part of a group made up of a couple operatives. As a matter
Oh,
of...
and they give you also a mag with the name or anything or other gadgets.
Oh, man. You haven't heard of it yet. But our commanding officer was heading to another Nova-class vessel. One I believe that is part of the 10th Fleet, as the Everest is. Of course, I have seen your guys' records multiple times over. Allow me to introduce myself as Operative Gold. One who is our commander is Operative Black.
That's a very interesting set of names you've got there.
Oh yeah.
Does that explain why our Starfleet intelligence name is either Prism or Spectrum to you?
I see. So there are one for each color of the rainbow?
No. According to my Earth history, black is not a color of the spectrum of the rainbow. It is blue, I believe, is what stands for B.
No, black is just the color of the black eye you just got from being busted. But you know, anyway, it doesn't seem very much like a threat. I mean, nobody heard you. It could mean very many things. Could be that you are so good not to be detected, or that you are just as hopeless as a fart in a thunderstorm. From my view.
He's gonna look at you, and I need to pull something up. He's gonna look at you and go, "You might have caught me, but I assure you, for all you fighter pilots, one of us is looking for you." He
Oh,
is Operative. I've got to pull this up. He is Operative Green, one of our best pilots. I'm sure he will either be here soon or a little later. I don't know.
I assure you, we'll find him.
Well, not if he finds you first. And the only reason I'm still alive is because it is possible that my companion might rescue me. And I think with that, if I can find the right deal here.
Sounds like a good ending.
Yeah. I wish I had it to be continued, but that is where we're going to end it. You guys have captured Operative Gold, and that's it. So...